I was searching my attic one Saturday, while my parents went shopping for groceries. And it was then when I came across a box labeled Old Tapes. Curious, I opened the box to find a wide variety of old VHS tapes of different TV shows. The one on the top of the pile caught my eye, though, because of the familiar face. It was called Mickey and the Flip Mirror. On the cover was Mickey Mouse with Donald, Goofy, and Pete. However, something was different about the way their faces were. Donald looked very depressed and sat on the ground, holding his legs. Goofy was at the top of Pete's boat, looking very angry with his fist in the air, and one of his shoes were missing. Pete was hanging off the side of his boat with both hands on the rail, trying to pull himself up. And also, Pete had a depressed look on his face. But Mickey was the one who caught my eye, though. See, he was sitting on a pile of hay with an evil grin on his face. A foot came from the hay at the back, and Mickey was holding a pitchfork with something dripping off of it. Remember, I was younger when this happened, and the movie was all black and white, so I didn't really take to mind what it could have been. Excited, I closed the box and ran downstairs to the basement. I placed the VHS tape in and waited for it to start. And for about 2 minutes, all it was just a black screen with faint sounds of waves. Soon, a picture of Mickey came onto the screen. He was leaning from the middle of a skull and crossbones symbol. And this unnerved me in a way. It then faded to the title screen. It begins on a nice day, showing Pete's boat pulling into the harbor, and he appeared angry about something. Soon, Goofy ran from his barn in a hurry and started yelling at Pete. However, Pete simply pushed him out of the way, dropping Goofy into the water. The video became distorted for a couple of seconds and showed Goofy coming out of his barn again. This time, when he ran to Pete, Goofy grabbed him and whipped Pete into the wall of his barn. A pile of hay fell onto Pete and trapped him underneath. Then Goofy walked up to him and saw a close-up of Goofy's face, which showed complete anger in his eyes. Once he reached the haystack, my television screen turned black for a couple of seconds. Words appeared, saying, 10 minutes before, and showed Mickey on a hill with his friends, Goofy and Donald, looking at a mirror. All of them had scared expressions on their faces. Mickey reached for the mirror, and a bolt of lightning struck the glass, shattering it at all three of them. Both Mickey and Goofy were fine, but Donald stumbled back too far, tumbling off the hill. The video became distorted again, and I thought that I heard creepy laughter coming from my television. It showed the broken mirror again. However, the shards of glass, which still remained on it, glowed this dark red color, and the mirror repaired itself. Mickey looked around and spotted Goofy running down the hill. And once Mickey looked back at the mirror, a mysterious hand grabbed him and pulled him inside. A darker and more wrecked-up version of Mickey emerged from the mirror. His clothing was ripped, and he appeared almost beast-like. The screen faded to Goofy, who is still running down the hill and trips on a rock, rolling into town. It was at this point where I saw him all cut up and bleeding. Soon, someone approached Goofy and dragged him away. However, I couldn't tell who it was in the moment. Later, the inside of Goofy's barn was shown. Both Mickey's doppelganger and the mirror were now in the barn. The evil version of Mickey placed Goofy inside the mirror, and a bright light revealed a hooded figure. It was a darker version of Donald. Soon, an evil version of Goofy stepped outside the mirror. All three of them started to walk in a circle as my television screen faded to static. And all I could hear for 5 minutes was low humming and footsteps. Eventually, the words, "After Pete," appeared on my television screen. It then faded to an image of Goofy covered in a dark liquid, which was dripping from him in the haystack. Mickey lit a match and set Pete's boat on fire. And after that, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy marched towards the middle of the harbor. They all looked straight at the screen, like they could see me, and started walking towards it. And as they walked, their appearance slowly became more frightening. Mickey grew larger as his teeth morphed into fangs, and his gloves became claws. Donald's beak melted off, revealing a grotesque mouth full of shark-like teeth and foam. All of the whimsical audio was now replaced by a loud humming. And behind them, I saw the entire town burning to the ground. Right before they could reach me, I witnessed Pete's grave in the left corner of the screen bursting into flames. A single hand came out from the fire, and frightened, I jumped out of my seat and pressed the eject button on my TV. The video stopped just before I got to the screen. However, the humming was still ringing in my ears after I removed the VHS. I took the video, as well as a few others in the box, and burned them all, so that I wouldn't be tempted to finish whatever it was, or watch anything else in that box, which very well could be worse. The only thing I remembered before burning the video was the cover with Mickey Mouse again. And that it was different this time. It showed what I saw last time. Their evil grins and faces coming towards me. However, one thing I will never forget is when I put the movie into the box to be burned, that I saw something on the back cover. The mirror from the film now showed the original Mickey, Goofy, and Donald with depressed faces, and a pair of red eyes glowing behind them in the darkness.